Spurs in the booth. Talking all the ball, you know we spitting the truth. Rub and fight hard, showing love for the game. Owls in the sky, playing for more than the fame. Play sharp on the field, eager to rise. Leeds chants loud, I see a devoted lives. Barnsley Bridge Warriors.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. The Premier League is back and there is chaos within the Premier League with VAR. A lot of dodgy results. Arsenal scamming a win against United. Hang on, we've got Carl as well trying to join us, so I'll drop Carl in. Good evening, Carl. Glad you could join us.
Good evening.
So, obviously we're back and we've got a few new guests tonight. So, first of all, I'll go to Luke, our Spurs fan. How you doing, Luke?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Obviously, had some better times as a Spurs time than the last day or so, but yeah, I'm doing quite good, mate.
Super. And obviously, with it being your first night on, we ask everybody, where do you think Spurs are going to finish? How do you think you're going to fare this season?
So pre-season, before first game of the season, I was thinking somewhere around 8th. Like, I didn't think it would be as bad as last season, but I thought we'll do at least slightly better. But I don't think push Europe quite yet.
Fair play, fair play. And we have a Liverpool fan. You'll be surprised to know he's not a Scouser as well, so that's nothing new there. His name is Glory Hall, GH. So, GH, how you doing?
Oh my God, yeah, not too bad. I mean, can't complain with Liverpool being top of going to be probably top of the league. So, and a nice win at the weekend, so can't really complain there. But yeah.
So obviously, as a new guest, we'll always ask you what's your sort of predictions. So, where do you think Liverpool are going to finish?
Obviously, first. There's no other position in the league where I think we'll come. I just don't think Arsenal have got the quality to challenge us, nor do Spurs, nor do Chelsea, nor do anyone else. So yeah, we'll win it.
Right, Carl, you
got out to say.
Well, I mean, fair play to him. I love the confidence. You know, we've won it, 6 out of the last 8 seasons, but to write us off at your peril.
Fair play. So we're going to go through now, obviously, the game weeks as they've gone. So we'll start with Liverpool and with Glory Hall. We'll start with him. So Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. So Slot's first season, are you concerned at all that you look defensively very ropey, to say the least? Was that not a concern for you?
I think defensively, especially Konate was really poor. Don't know why he didn't come off, but yeah, our fullbacks weren't even that good. I think Robertson was much better than Kirkes when he came on. We only conceded 2 goals because of how poor we were in defence. It's just good we've got enough quality going forward to actually save us, because otherwise this season we'd be screwed. And now looking like we've got an injury to Frimpong, that's very bad. So I don't know how our defence is gonna fare, but in that game I could definitely see we need to upgrade our defence, I think.
And who impressed you most for Liverpool that game week?
Probably McAtee. I mean, you know, I know it's Community Shield and it's, you know, still pre-season, but two games in a row he scored now. You know, that's very good. Going into the season, having already scored a goal in a trophy. I know we didn't win the Community Shield, but, you know, in the final of that, you know, getting there, scoring is pretty decent. So 2 games in a row scoring, yeah, I'm pleased with him.
You're happy with him. Just go through our comments. Poppy, good shirt, Hutch. Hutch is getting a few love in the thing. Best dressed, Jimmy Hutch. So obviously people are liking the Leeds United shirt. Bushy, where's your Leeds shirt? No. Sorry.
Bottling it, innit?
Alex's biased wife, evening. Evening, Alex. So yeah, I think someone's saying that Alex is your wife, so that's why the bias Leeds United shirt. So yeah, so on to anybody else, anything on Liverpool before we move on to the next game? Was anybody impressed with Liverpool? I'll go to Mers. What about yourself?
So he says about like subbing off Konate, but then they didn't really have anything option-wise on the bench to really do that, especially
That
in
was
the
the point
terms
I
of the
was going to make as well.
Was.
Yeah, fair comment there.
You can't risk necessarily bringing on a young player who could then maybe end up leading to you guys conceding more. That's why you're looking to get Guehi out, for instance, because of that lack of experience and options at the back.
I think that's what's going to set City and Liverpool apart this season. Undoubtedly, Liverpool have got a brilliant 11, but City's squad is just far superior. We've got too much quality over the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, so obviously City have dropped off the last season, and Cole's confident they're going to regain their status as champions.
Well, we dropped off, Bushy, and we finished third. You dropped off and finished where?
We finished low down with it, but we'll finish above you this season. Don't
So
worry.
you keep on knocking City, saying we had a drop off and we were poor, but we were poor and finished third.
Yeah,
Where
but
did
for
you
your
United-
standards, that's still a big drop off for your standards. We've been.
Oh, you're forgetting an old call that the fact that they've got the best young manager in the league, and how many world class signings have you made, Bushy?
We've made a few.
But then on your Twitter, you were saying you've only signed 3 players, you need more.
We do. We still need more. We've been terrible for years. We still need more.
What you're predicting between first and third before?
Third. We're finishing third. Don't worry about it.
No, Carl, he said third when they signed a striker. He said they might win it.
Exactly. His exact words. And Bushy, we can pin this on a previous. You said if United sign Sesko, we can win the league.
Yeah, but then I didn't realise how bad a keepers we've got. So the keepers are going to let me down. Do you know what I mean?
We're in game week 2. You're already making excuses.
So we're going to go on to the Arsenal United game now, and I'm going to obviously, me and Mers did a watch along, which did really well, and I think we're both in agreement. United were the better side.
100%. Yeah.
So what did you think, Mers? Obviously, we have discussed this previously, but I obviously think United were the better side, and I think there is things to take from that game for United to be optimistic that we can have a top half finish and definitely finish third, which is going to upset Cole because they're going to finish below that. But we'll move on to that later. Mers, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, Man United were clearly the better looking team throughout that 90 minutes. If it wasn't for your goalkeeper not really having good strong arm, Poppadom hands situation coming in there, and that being the real big difference, shall we say? But both of us in front of goal, we didn't really look fully confident. We did have a few opportunities on both sides, but not fully confident, not fully convincing. However, now that Arsenal going in to get Eze might be able to strengthen up that left-hand side, because I think for a few years that left-hand side has been a little bit weak. We obviously struggled with having a prolific goal scorer and striker. I do still think it's going to be probably 4 or 5 games before Gyökeres probably gets firing, because he's not really had a pre-season. He's not really had many minutes at the moment for Arsenal. So he's probably still trying to get up to speed a little bit. And I am hoping he will be that little factor that helps us get some more goals and to get some more wins, because last season we just drew too many games. And that was another situation that was in that game I was so worried about, because after we scored that one game, we kind of sat back. And I was just worrying it was going to repeat itself, where Man United would just get that goal and we just end up getting a point rather than 3.
Yeah, I think if we'd have got a goal, I think we'd have gone on to win it. But we just couldn't put the ball in the net So looking forward to Arsenal, do you think they have got what it takes this season to go that one step further? Obviously, Arteta is always seems to be the bridesmaid, never the bride. Do you think he can? You've got enough. If you sign Eze as well, I think that's a cracking signing for you. Do you think you can actually seriously challenge Liverpool, Man United?
I think so. I think we can, because I think on similar par to like Man City, I think our squad depth is pretty good. Probably not necessarily like as good, because you could probably say some of the backup options are better than ours. But with the squad depth, means then you can be able to compete on multiple fronts. Also, maybe hopefully rotate options, because that's another thing Arteta hasn't really done very well is as the season goes on, and this is what's good with Pep, and we always talk about Pep roulette. As the season goes on, he will start rotating like that starting 11 in the Premier League, so that he's always got fresh legs, and that normally is why they always have a great end to the season. And I think we could potentially do that, but injuries is always a problem at Arsenal.
Yeah. So to go through a couple of comments, Man United to finish above City with some laughing faces. So I don't think people agree with me on that one. Hi Luke, good evening. That's from John. John's in the chat. Arteta will blame Isaac. Arteta will blame Isaac striking when they bottle it again. Interesting. So on to Spurs now, Luke. You got a fantastic 3-0 victory. Are Spurs going to be Spursy this season, or are they going to actually try and win something in the Premier League? Do you think you can get any of the top Champions League spots this year? 3-0 victory. What were your thoughts on the game?
It was a positive game. Seeing how we played, a clean sheet compared to last season, which those were rare as all hell last year. But the team, the second goal especially, played so fluidly. I think it was said that every member of the team that was on the pitch, all 11 touched the ball in that goal. So it's the thing that I like is we're looking to be quite counter-attacking. So with the City game coming up, with the PSG game, how that went, yes, we went 2-0 up and then what happened. But we've shown that we can absorb pressure, which under Ange, we only really ever had one plan, and that was just be on the front foot constantly. If all else fails, we're in trouble. This shows it's going to have another element to our game potentially.
John O'Sullivan says Richarlison looks like a new man. Was you impressed with Richarlison? Got a few.
Yeah, I was impressed by him. Like we'd not really played him like an out and out striker a lot of the time. So when he first came in, he was playing mostly off the left when Kane was there, and then he's never sort of been truly put up front. He's pressing from the front as well, which he's actually put some finishing boots on for once at the week. I say that, but I think he's got 9 goals in the last 13 starts or something like that as a stat. But yeah, in this case, he did impress me. 2 good finishes, 2 great volleys. But
and now a few new shining stood out.
Mohamed Kudus, 100%. That man, he's played 2 different roles in those 2 games. He was in a front 2 of Richarlison against PSG, and in this case, we played him on the right. I think West Ham played him on the left last year, which is why he wasn't that good. But on the right, he seemed to be a different man. The 2 crosses that he puts in for the goals were impressive in their own right, let alone the finishes from Richarlison. The work that he did to get the ball in the box was... I'm going to miss him when AFCON happens. I really am.
Yeah, it'll be a big loss for you. So on to Brighton. Dan, you got a 1-1 draw with Fulham. You did try to join us live from the stadium, but obviously your internet was a little bit ropey that day. So I did get a gist of what you were saying, but obviously you've told a few players again this season. What's your thoughts on the game, and who were the standout players for Brighton at the weekend?
So what I was trying to say when that game finished was, first of all, that it was the Fulham fans that were the loudest. We sort of did go really quiet, but that's expected. It was pretty much the last kick of the game that they got their equaliser. I'm taking nothing away from Fulham, apart from the fact that if you look at any of the stats, we should have scored. It's the same old story with Brighton. I've said it. It's the same old Brighton. We haven't changed a thing. We'll have all the possession. We'll have all the stats. We'll have all the shots. Just not put the ball in the net. We scored a penalty. We didn't even score from like open play or anything. We scored a penalty. So if that don't go in, and they obviously get their goal, then they've got the 3 points rather than a point. But for me, ultimately, based on being there and seeing how it was, we were the better team. Again, finishing is an issue. As I said before, like, key thing for us, and I know that you really want a believer, and I know you said, like, what does he bring to the team? If you were at that game, you would have saw what he brings to the team. He was everywhere. I feel like he was really trying to solidify, one, why he's worth the money we're trying to get for him, and two, how he is a team player. But the star player for me was De Kuipers, who was in his first start in the Premiership, and he looked like he's played in the Prem before. He was up the front. He was playing defensive. Him and Weaver playing at the back. Those two held the back. Can't fault them at all. And the Brighton fans that I spoke to like a little bit after the game before I tried joining on the broadcast, Dunk doesn't deserve the hatred he gets. He won every aerial. He won every tackle. He was a standout player as well.
Is he getting some stick then, Dunk? Does he receive
Dunk?
some stick?
Yeah, Dunk is getting a lot of stick. We used to have Gaetan Bong that used to play for us years ago, and everyone would say, oh, it's Bong's fault. Now it's Dunk's fault. He's too old. He can't keep up with the likes of when we're going to play Haaland. He's going to walk all over when we play other players like this. But for me, Dunk still is a great defender. Yeah, okay, he's not the quickest, but you don't always need to be the quickest. As long as you can block out the opposition, you're doing your job as a defender.
Super. Just run through a couple of quick questions. So, Alex, what do we think? Oh, great. About Leeds signing. I'm going to try and pronounce this right now. So, Noha Okafor. So, what? I'll ask Hutch as a Leeds fan. What do you think of that signing, Hutch?
Yeah, it's Noah. It's a good signing, to be fair. A young kid, but he looks really promising. Looked good in AC Milan. Couple of glimpses of him from last season, but until you play in Premiership, can you even judge him?
Yeah, John agrees. One heck of a signing for Leeds. Sarah, Brighton shouldn't have played Ruta up front. Shane Welbeck isn't fit enough. You think of that, Dan? It's a good comment.
Yeah, I feel like because we have offloaded likes of Ferguson, we do need another striker. For me, Ruta is more of a centre.
He's a number 10
role rather than being our out and out. But saying that, in pre-season, Ruta was incredible. So it's how we go forward in the season. But yeah, I get the comment, and I feel like we do need someone that can play up front. Obviously, Welbeck is our other striker, but he's obviously injury prone. He can't play a full 90. So it's a question of what do we do. We did sign another striker that's now playing the under-21, so hopefully he can get some time. But again, as the conversation goes on, it's all well and good us playing and buying these players, but can they do it in the Premier League?
Yeah, true. Another Brighton fan, O'Reilly did well too, Dan. Would you happy with O'Reilly?
But for me, I rate O'Reilly, I do. But for me, it wasn't, just a personal opinion, for me, it wasn't one of his best games. Like, I mean, I've seen him play better. So I wouldn't say he was one of the worst, but I've seen him play a lot better.
And we've got good signing, better than Bamford 2.0, and that's from Luke Birch.
Calvert-Lewin, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So, next one we're going to go on to is Man City. Now, Cole was giving it large last week, and to be fair, his boys delivered. Obviously, he predicted Haaland to smash all records again this season. and obviously he's come up trumps a 4-0 away victory at Wolverhampton. Yeah, tell us about it, Carl.
Well, you're also forgetting what I told you pre-season as well. After the Club World Cup, I told you Reinders was going to be a star. We bought him for £30 million. £30 million from Syria. He was player of the season in Syria. When you think, who've we just sold James McAtee to? Sold James McAtee to Forest for what, 35 million, and we've picked up an absolute superstar for 30 million. Reinders was phenomenal. Cherky came on and scored. Ndoye was solid at the back. Great team performance. We fell down last season because of injuries. We had Rodri, Haaland, De Bruyne out for large periods. Foden dropped off massively. I think he had some personal problems. So, Rodri's injured again, but if we can keep the team fit, got Foden to come back. If he can get anywhere near where we played the season before last, we're going to be a power again.
Yeah, in the comments, Alex Hutchinson, Carl's doing well at the Fantasy League, isn't he? Oh, don't get him started on the Fantasy League, please.
When it comes to predictions in the fantasy football, I'm a little bit different to you, Bushy. You see, everything I say and backed up factually. Everything you say is delusional.
Well, there is a factual comment in here. Carl always gives it large about his team, but they are cheats. So there's a factual comment in there for you, just for you to digest.
Well, it's Philly comments by any chance?
They forgot
the predominant word,
which is allegedly.
We have got Manchester United Academy. City should have kept Palmer and got rid of Foden. What do you say to that, Carl? I think he's bang on.
We should have kept Palmer. We should have kept McAtee, in my opinion. I watched McAtee, Palmer, and Foden when they were in City Academy, and out the three, I thought McAtee was the better player out of all three, which just shows how highly I rate McAtee. So I'm glad we got a buyback on McAtee because I think he's an absolute superstar in the making.
Aaron says, let's not get carried away. City played a relegation for the team in Wolves. It'll be interesting to see when they come up against the heavy hitters in the league. Yeah, I agree.
That's a fair comment, but you can only beat the teams in front of you. Every team's got to play every team in the league. And Liverpool played Bournemouth, who was shaky at best and conceded 2. You can only put away the teams in front of you. 3 points is 3 points.
Fair play. So obviously we haven't got a fan of this, so I'll open it up to the panel. Sunderland 3, West Ham 0. I think that's a fantastic performance. And I think me and Carl did say that Sunderland would do well this season with the signings they've made. Is Moyes in trouble at West Ham, do we think?
Well, I said last week he's in trouble.
Yeah.
He won't have a job at Christmas if they keep playing like that. I think they're in dire straits. And Sunderland have bought well, like Carl said, but it last week or week before, Carl. Yeah, they have bought really well, Sunderland.
My best friend's a Sunderland fan, so I do take a keen interest in them, and obviously we talk every day. So I watched the team when they fell out the Premiership, Sunderland, massive club, and every time I've gone to Sunderland away, the crowd, the atmosphere, the stage, it's electric. And I knew if they bought well with the fan base that they've got, they will be tough to beat at home. And I base that, them staying up, on that home form and on the transfers that they bought. And Xhaka, they've made him club captain. I mean, what a brilliant decision that was. I mean, he led that team. And again, they're playing a slightly creaky West Ham, but you've got to put the teams away that are in front of you. And what a confidence builder that will be for Sunderland. And the next game Sunderland have got, if I'm right, is Burnley away. Another winnable game for Sunderland. And if they can start with 6 points, what a start that'll be.
Fair play. So on to the next one. So Chelsea have been highly fancied this season. I think a lot of you have put them high up. And they had a poor draw at home to Crystal Palace. Again, I'll open this up to the panel as we've not got a Chelsea fan on here. What do we reckon to the draw with Chelsea and Palace?
Should have it been a draw?
Palace
Should have
robbed.
it been a
Palace
draw,
robbed.
shall we say? I mean, Palace probably got robbed realistically.
They did, definitely.
In terms of
They're used to that, aren't they?
the referee decision there. However, looking at it statistically, like Chelsea were the more dominant team. They had 1.6 expected goals, 90 shots to Palace's 11. I think Palace will be an interesting one this season.
Mers, did you watch the game?
Pure fact that they're playing in Europe this season. I don't think they've got the best of squad depth. They're losing Eze, potentially Guehi. So how they do further on in the season will be very interesting. But in terms of this result, they probably should have picked up the 3 points if it wasn't.
They're playing tonight, Palace, aren't they? And
they're playing right now. It's
they're at home.
0-0 for 30th minute.
0-0 at the moment.
Yeah, apparently they haven't filled the bench either.
No, they're missing 3 players off the bench.
Yeah, so obviously it depends what they do with the Eze money between now and the end of the window, I guess.
But it's a bigger bench in Europe, so that's probably why they haven't been able to fill it.
Man U have that problem.
Oh,
2 calls here.
I call again.
Calls.
What's going on? The audio's gone weird for him.
Yeah, it's calls, Mike, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
calls,
think
Mike.
you asked Mers earlier, did you watch the game?
Yeah,
no,
Carl asked me if
earlier.
you'd watched the game.
I was just going to say, I watched the Chelsea game, and Chelsea have only got themselves to blame. They only went for the game after 70 minutes, 75 minutes.
Yeah, I
They
watched
only
the
started
Chelsea
playing
game.
after 10. So all those
You
stats
see
that
Palmer
see there,
walking around when you were not interested.
Sorry?
Palmer was just walking around. He wasn't even interested after
Oh,
that
he
game.
was so bad. He was so bad. One of the worst players on the pitch, I think. No joke.
So, I mean, that it sort of like reiterates the point I made before the season starts. I think on the day Chelsea will be able to beat any team, but I think they're
You've
also
just got to turn up.
on bad result.
It's sort of what Chelsea have always been, though. A lot of time they've been a team that do really well in the cup competitions that focus on a one-game beat the team in front of you. It was why Drogba was famous for being, you want him in a final, or if you've got a game that title's on the line, you want Drogba. But if you go to, let's say, Sunderland away, he's just going to not bother and sort of do nothing. Like it sort of seems like Chelsea have that almost mentality on a regular.
And then on to the next games, Nottingham Forest. Obviously, we've not got Phil with us tonight and we've not got Lucas with us tonight, but I predicted Forest to struggle. I predicted them to be relegated, but obviously I'm going to change that with the signings that they've made. I've had to skip out of that.
Mate, they were quality that weekend. Yeah. Absolutely quality.
Yeah, I mean, the signings, what they've just made, are fantastic. And 3-1 victory over Brentford. I think we'll struggle this season, Brentford.
Yeah.
We've lost a lot of good players. I don't think they'll be the side that they are. But they've spent in the region of 150 million recently, Forest. So do we think Forest are turning into serious European contenders with these signings? Because
no.
I mean, I know Carl really raves about McAtee.
I think they've got every chance, personally. Obviously, I know we spoke, and Lucas and Phil spoke a couple of weeks ago on show about strengthening, mention Europe, and it's like a huge demand on your players and your squad fitness and stuff. If they can keep everyone fit, they've got every chance of doing well in any competition because the squad they're putting together is just unbelievable.
And to be fair, if the one thing that Forest have is quite a lot of players.
Yeah.
They normally have a bunch of players available as well. Like, remember when they signed, what was it, 20 in one summer? So that it's not like they're lacking depth.
20
so whilst people would say Europe, they might struggle, but also they do have the depth to be able to run on multiple fronts. Whether they've got the quality in terms of to be sticking around in Europe as well, but to be doing it on both fronts. But they should be at least able to maintain the league, I reckon.
And not only that, but when you think about the new format of the Europa League, the Conference League, and Champions League, and the fact that there's no third place drop off now from Champions League into Europa League, means that the English teams are probably going to be very dominant in those particular 2 European competitions. They should probably be, I would expect English teams to be probably getting easily to the quarterfinals, probably even the semi-finals. And then it's just a case of what's thrown in front of them, whether they get into the final. I mean, we had 2 English teams that finished in the bottom half of the table, making it to the Europa League final last season.
Yeah, true. Why has Chris Wood turned into Ronaldo last season and this season? It's a joke. Chris Wood for my fantasy team too.
Yeah, Luke, you're a prick for that, mate. So I was flying until he scored.
And Forest were amazing. John says Forest were amazing.
Does anyone
think
Forest will?
Sorry,
does anyone think Forest will finish above United?
100%.
Easily,
Yeah,
but they will
so.
drop off. I think they'll drop off a little bit, like they did last
Anyone
season.
else?
Yeah, no,
I think
I probably need to see Forest a bit
United.
more. I probably need to see more of Forest because same point that was made against Carl and
Well,
City. That Brentford side are favourites, potentially favourites for relegation. New manager, new a lot of outgoings for key players, and they looked shoddy. I don't know how Forest played well, but I don't know how much of that was also Brentford being bad. So we'll see in the next coming weeks, but I do think they'll finish above United still.
Brentford have probably got the second best keeper in the league, so I mean that might help them a bit this season.
Fair play. On to the next one. There was Villa 0, Newcastle 0. I'll open that again up to the panel. Anybody?
Boring.
Yeah, it was worst game of the weekend.
One of the most boring games I've ever watched.
I mean, showcases why they need a striker. If that doesn't show you why you need a striker, I don't know what does. You play against 10 men for what, 20, however many minutes it was, and you still don't put the ball in the back of the net. You need an out-and-out striker.
Well, you say that, but Villa have obviously Watkins and all that, and they did nothing. So what does that prove? If Newcastle need a striker, yeah, Villa's got a striker that didn't do anything. Do they need a striker?
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like you do need a striker. You need.
Yeah, they probably do.
With Isaac on the pitch, would they have scored? That's
yeah, good
play
point.
it up that way.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I'd also say that the Villa goalkeeper had a really good game as well, which probably was a big difference maker in that scenario. He helped keep them in at 0-0.
True. Yeah, he made a great save, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or a great few saves.
Yeah, so poor team. Both teams look very poor. Aaron, if only John was here to give his left eye's opinion.
Nah, John doesn't like Isaac anymore. He wouldn't be commenting.
So we're going to go on to the Monday night game, the one that had probably the most controversy in it with the penalty and the VAR. So I'm going to go to Hutch for this one. Leeds 1, Everton 0. First of all, before we get into all the VAR nonsense, how did you play?
Played well. We dominated first half. Looked just as good as last season. Our issue is we can't put ball in fucking net. But, I mean, we created plenty of chances. Everton defended well at some points. They come into game second half, but then we made a couple of changes. Changed his midfield, put Harrison on, and fair play to him. Although he's trying to win fans back, but he did put a shift in and helped us change the game a bit more. Went more our way, and then obviously controversy, and we ended up getting 3 points.
So this new player you've got today, is he a striker then? Is he?
He can play a bit anywhere across front line. He can play like a false 9. He can play like a 10. But I think his favourite position's out on left.
Right. Okay. And so on to the controversy. Obviously, it was going to be broken up. Obviously, I'm disappointed Birchy's not on because he was adamant that it's a penalty. Hutch, you've got a different view on it, haven't you? And I'll open it up to the panel to let them have their view on it as well. So what was your view? Was it a penalty?
At first, I said yeah until I watched it back and again. I think it's really, really harsh. Like if that were Gideon at other end of the pitch, you'd be absolutely furious. And Luke's probably going to give me some stick in chat because he's adamant it's a penalty. For me, it's a very harsh decision. I'll take it, but it's very harsh. Like I don't know what, unless he chops his arm off, what else is he going to do?
Yeah, very true. I have actually got Birchy ringing me at the minute, so I don't know what that's about. But Leeds would have still got a pen if he didn't have his arm, if he didn't have any arms, I guess. Penalty was harsh, but unfortunately, if you moved in the path of the ball, it hits your arm. It's
Nah.
Luke. For me, penalty or not, Leeds deserved the win, and I think Leeds' win has been overshadowed by this penalty because I think for them it's the first time back in the Premier League, and to get a win on the board, and they fully deserved the win. I watched the game. I thought Leeds, especially first half, were excellent, and I think they deserved the win. And I think the penalties kind of overshadowed the win because everybody's talking about.
Yeah, I think everything's just about your penalty, isn't it, at the end of the day? But I mean, to take into account, obviously, Calvert-Lewin didn't feature at all. Bijol, he was suspended, so he didn't play. We've just signed Noah, so the talks of 2 or 3 more signings. So I think owners said they're going to spend 150 million in total. I think we're about 80 something now.
Yeah, so yeah, it's another one. Not a penalty for me. I didn't see what he could have done. I really don't. If it was the other way around, I'd be fuming. I didn't see his body move towards it like everyone says. I think his body did move towards it.
Yeah, he did, but he's a defender.
As a defender, you have got your taught as a defender is to get your body in and block a shot. So I think if we are stopping that from defenders, it's not really fair. It's hard for defenders to get out of the way.
You're stopping them from doing the job, aren't they? They might as well just stand there and watch it go past. It took the deflection. Tarkowski's probably thinking it's wrong-footed Pickford, and then he's obviously going to go for ball, isn't he?
Yeah, Lucas, I think it's
a penny leading to the
ball, which is going goalwards. So I mean, the letter of the law, the new letter of the law, it is a pen.
Like he's got to throw his body on the line. Always viewed a defender, your job is to throw your body in the way. So he's naturally, of course, he's going to lean towards the ball. And bear in mind also, this was a deflected ball as well. People don't think it's been deflected from one of the other players. So he's reacting to that as well. It's not like he's seen it from a mile away. There is a deflection involved as well. But he's shuffling across, his arms behind his body. There is not much more he can do. Like you just have to, especially if a team like David Moyes managing, he wants everyone to throw their body on the line. If he doesn't do that, he's getting a dressing down. 100%. If that goes in bottom corner, he will not hear the end of it.
True. So, Hutch, who was the standout sort of players for you, especially out of your new signings? Who did you look at and think?
Goodmanson had a really good game. No left back. Stack at middle of the park. What a unit he is. But also, going to standout players, I think Ampadu and Tanaka. I mean, Tanaka, to say we paid 3 million for that guy is daylight robbery because he's amazing. I know Declan Rice has commented on him, Gary Neville and all that have. But you can't really pick your best player. I think all 3 at middle of the park had a really good game. Goodmanson, probably one of the best debuts I've seen in a Leeds shirt. Same for Stack. Like, unbelievable.
Fair play. So last week we asked, obviously, people on the panel to give their predictions. So I'm going to go through the scores and give the bragging rights. So Mers is currently top of the league with 15 points, followed by Carl, who is on 13 points. Phil is also on 13 points, so they're joined. Lucas is on 11. I'm on 9. And then we've got Dan, Hutch, Luke, and Glory Hall all on 0. So but obviously they're the new lads, so unfortunately they're starting behind. But obviously,
I came a week late to all this.
yeah. But if you're as confident as you are your team, you can pull it back. I'm sure you can.
Easy.
I'll call it a
So
welcome
we're going to
challenge.
go now for obviously the predictions for this week. So what I want you to do, I'm going to go through your individual. I'm going to start to the right of me, which is Hutch first. So we're going to go Man City Spurs. Hutch, what's your predictions for that score?
I've gone 3-1 City.
3-1 City. Luke, what are you going for on that score?
Call me biased, but we have a historically good record there. And with the PSG game going the way it went, we can absorb pressure. I'm going for a 2-2.
2-2. Fair play. Dan?
I've also gone with a City win 3-1.
3-1. GH, go on. What are you going to go? Can't have City winning, surely.
I think City have been, well, you say that. I think City have got just enough quality to win, so they're going to win 2-1.
2-1. Mers?
This sounds very familiar to some of the other predictions. 3-1 to Man City.
3-1 to Man City. Fair play. And my score, I'm predicting Man City 3, Spurs 2. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Couple of comments. What about Nemecha with his goal? Hutch?
Yeah, decent penalty.
Yeah.
I wasn't confident, and then after match, they went through his stats, and he's got a similar kind of stat ratio to Ivan Toney when it comes to penalties, which I didn't even realise. And fair play to Carl. He said, obviously, he used to play for City, and he said, you've got an absolute gem there, and he did show glimpses of that. Obviously, it's down to match fitness, but he does look good. Obviously, only played like 15 minutes.
Adam, the Millers, Bushy's looking rough tonight. Hammy and Rotherham have taken its toll on him. Mate, you can try for a date with me, but you won't get one. I'm into women, mate. But thank you for the offer. It was kind of you. 11 points up the shagging Reds, Lucas Wheat. So, yeah, on to the next one. I'm going to go you again, Hutch. We'll go the same way. So we've got Bournemouth Wolves. What's your prediction for this one?
I were really impressed with Bournemouth this weekend. Semenyo especially, we spoke about pre-show. I think he's on to really good things this end of the season. I've gone with a 2-0 Bournemouth win.
2-0 Bournemouth. Luke?
I've gone again with a Bournemouth win, but I've gone for a slightly different scoreline. They still looked... I don't know how much of it was Liverpool being good offensively. I've gone for a 3-1. I think Wolves will nick a goal, but it will still be comfortably Bournemouth.
Super. So another Bournemouth win. Are you on them rounds as well, Dan?
Yeah, I've also backed Bournemouth for the win. Also going with a Wolves goal though. So Bournemouth 2, Wolves 1.
2-1. GH, what about yourself? Are you going on the same rounds, or are you going to...
Yeah, it's going to be 2-0 Bournemouth. I just don't think Wolves have got enough to score.
Fair play. And Mers, what about you?
I've also got Bournemouth win of 2-0. This is freaky right
You're
now.
copying us.
I feel like we're in the Lucas and Carl situation here.
Yeah.
That way again.
Maybe you can get a date with Adam. He's looking for dates in the...
Well, listen, if likes Glorioles, then middle bottom of your screens, your man.
There you go. So I'm going to go 3-0 Bournemouth. Yeah, I think Bournemouth will comfortably win that game. This is a difficult one for me, so go Hutch again. Brentford Villa.
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. You think they'll do it? Luke?
I was pretty unimpressed by both teams. I'm saying a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Gone against the grain for that one. Well done. Dan?
Haven't copied, but yeah, 2-1 to the Villa.
2-1 Villa. Okay, 2-1 Villa. GH?
This one might be a bit interesting, but I'm going 0-0.
0-0. Mers, are you on the draw line or are you?
I've also got a draw. I've got the same
Of
result
course.
as Luke, 1-1, written down on my board.
Super. And I've gone for an Aston Villa 1-0 win. I think it'll be a tight game, but I think Villa will just nick it. I'm not as confident as a lot of Villa fans are this season that they're going to do that well, but a lot of people are predicting they'll do okay. This is a big one. Burnley, Sunderland, Hutch. Two teams that come promoted.
Yeah, I said it last week. Burnley, they haven't got what it takes to stay in this league. They never will have, no matter who they sign. Scott Parker football just doesn't sit well in Premier League, especially not with Burnley. 2-0 Sunderland.
2-0 Sunderland. Luke, you on them lines?
No, I'm not. I've got this being Scott Parker trying to keep a clean sheet. He's going to get a 0-0 draw, I reckon.
0-0 draw. Dan?
Wow, interesting. I have Sunderland to win, but one more goal than Hutch. 3-0 to Sunderland. I think they do back-to-back 3-0s.
3-0. GH, what about yourself?
I've gone one up on Dan. I've gone 4-0 Sunderland.
4-0 Sunderland. Oof, yeah. Yeah, 4-0. Mers?
Well, I was torn between two predictions here because I looked to last season. It finished 0-0 with Burnley at home, but I'm going for a Sunderland win, 1-0.
And I've also gone for a Sunderland win. I've gone Burnley 1, Sunderland 2. I think that will be. Now, some that have got a bit of us involved. So Arsenal Leeds. I'm going to go with Hutch first. Tough game for Leeds, this one. Can you get anything from this game?
Yeah, it's screaming 5 at back for us. Obviously, Bijol's ready to play. I've actually got a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Luke? You think
I've
Leeds can get a
gone
draw?
with. I don't think so. Sadly, as much as I'd want Arsenal to drop points, I can see it being a 2-0. Leeds put up a good effort, but I think that there'll be a breakthrough and then it'll just end 2-0. They'll try too hard to get a goal back.
Dan, what about yourself?
I think Leeds will score. Whether they score first or not sure. But I think Arsenal either come back or have a comfortable lead and win 2-1.
2-1. GH, what about you?
I've also gone 2-1. I think Leeds will score first and then Arsenal will turn it on in the second half.
And we've got Arsenal fans, so what are you thinking?
My prediction is a 2-0 home win.
2-0 home win. And I've also gone with a home win. I do want Leeds to win, actually, if I'm honest. But
Bushy, you actually a fucking Man United fan?
no, I've never had a bad feeling about. I've been to watch Leeds away from home and everything like that. A lot of my friends are Leeds fans, so I've never had that hatred that they've got for us. I've been in pubs where they're calling me scum and all sorts, but at the end of the day, I just haven't got that hatred for Leeds. I remember him when we took the best players off him, Eric Cantona, players like that. And I've always liked Leeds, so I'm not gonna come and say, oh, I don't like Leeds. I haven't got, but I do think they will lose, and I think they'll lose quite comfortably. I think it'll be 3-0 to Arsenal. So on to the next one, another tough game, I think. So to call Palace Forest. Hutch. You're bigging Forest up. Are you sure you're a Leeds fan? Because you keep bigging Forest up as well.
I do enjoy watching Forest. They play exciting football. They've made some decent signings. I've got a 3-1 Forest win.
3-1 Forest win. Fair play. Luke?
I also have a Forest win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. I don't really see where the goals are going to come from Palace. I'm just going to go for a 1-0 win for Forest.
Fair play. Dan?
Well, if I say the other team, then I'm really a Brighton fan. Forest win 2-1.
2-1. Fair play. GH?
I think this might be a bit controversial, but the home crowd is going to play a big factor in this. It's going to be 3-1 Palace.
3-1 Palace. Oh.
That famous Selhurst Park atmosphere.
You never know.
Fair play. Mers?
I'm just going to go for a 2-1 win for Forest.
2-1 win Forest.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what my score was. So Palace 1, Forest 2. I've gone for a Forest win. I think Palace will... Hutch sealed it for me when he said, obviously, they're playing tonight. And Eze's going as well. So that's a big loss for them. So I'm going to go Forest 2-1. Next up is Everton Brighton. So I'm going to actually come to Dan first for this one because obviously he's a Brighton fan. So talk to me. You're gonna go to Everton at new stadium and win.
I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it will be a tough game. However, I feel like in the past when we've played Everton, there's been one time where they've absolutely battered us, but other times we've done them in. So I think it's going to be a very close game. But I am going to say that I've gone my gut here, and I say Everton get 1 goal, but Brighton get 2. So Brighton 2, Everton 1. They don't get the homecoming they want.
Super, yeah. I hope that happens for you. Hutch, what do you think of this one then?
2-0 Brighton. Russell will score.
2-0 Brighton. Luke?
I'm in agreement with Dan. I've got it down as 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Everyone's going Brighton. GH, what about yourself?
So I've gone 2-2. I mean, if Brighton were the home team, I would have probably said they'll win it. But just because new stadium, new home, the home team, I think Everton have got enough to get a draw.
I think it's results out of a fucking kinder.
I have also gone for a 2-1 win for Brighton.
2-1 win for Brighton. Well, there's only me that's gone for an Everton win then, I think.
Is this your stadium logic?
Stadium logic. First game at the new stadium, everybody bouncing, 2-0 Everton.
Wait until United's new stadium comes out. It'll be predicting constant wins.
So, next up, last but not least, the biggest club in the country.
Last but not least, we've got 3 games to go.
Yeah. You missed the Friday night game by the
You
way.
had them Fridays or Mondays.
Oh, I added them. Who were they?
Right, West Ham Chelsea tomorrow night.
Is that tomorrow, West Ham?
And then
Chelsea,
Liverpool Newcastle on Monday.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Newcastle v Liverpool.
The battle for Isaac.
So Fulham, Man United. Hutcher's definitely going to pick United to lose. Go on, tell me.
I've got a 2-1 Fulham win.
Shock. Any evidence to back anything that gives you that feeling, or
Fulham have got a pretty decent squad, and I don't think United. I don't think they've gelled. Obviously, look against Arsenal, but you were at home. Obviously, away at Fulham, I don't think. You're obviously closer to pitch as well. I don't think they've got what it takes to beat Fulham. Could be wrong, but that's my opinion. I think Fulham have got enough, especially that Mooney's up front. They've rejected another bid for him, so it looks like he'll be starting again. I think he'll bully your defence.
can't see it, but we'll see. Luke?
Well, I'm pretty certain Fulham have a pretty decent record against you recently, at least when they keep 11 men on the pitch. And even that cup game you came back. But I think they got a pretty good record against you. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I've gone for a draw. I've gone for a 2-2.
2-2 draw. Dan, come on, don't be all hate Man United. It's not good to try and fit into this hatred crowd against me.
Trying to fit in with everyone. Well, funny enough, I've gone for a draw.
Draw.
And I've only gone for a 1-1.
1-1. Right.
No,
I promise I'll not call you Glory Hole anymore.
Don't hate me, but there is a logic to this. 1-0 Fulham.
And what logic's that?
What's the logic? Well, they're the home team, and you don't have a competent striker.
We've got Sesko.
Bit early on that.
Yes, you've got Sesko. Enough said. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be class, mate.
He's
Trust
the new.
me.
Yeah, he's the new Hoyland. Shit. Yeah.
So Fulham 2-0. Kobe Ross says Fulham 2-0. Fulham are underrated team.
That's a lot of sense to come from a West Ham fan.
2-1. Glory Hall has no logic. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's a full team, John.
Merzgov, you saw United.
I did.
Don't make him smile, mate.
I'm sorry. I want to win points at the end of the day, and I'm going to go with what I feel is going to be the result. And for me, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Man United.
Oh no!
I think
No.
and I think Cunha will get the goals.
Super. And I've gone with Fulham 1, Manchester United 3. And Sesko will score 2 and Ahmed will get the other. We'll trounce him.
I think you'll do well. You know, it'll be like the Arsenal game. It'll be you play well, and this time you actually get a point for it.
Yeah, I think we'll win. I can't see anything other than a United win at Fulham. I can't. I just can't see it. So the other two that I'd missed out was West Ham, Chelsea. So Hutch, West Ham, Chelsea. I think West Ham are in
2-0 Chelsea, mate.
2-0 Chelsea. They couldn't score against other week, could they? There was a board.
I know. Palace are a different breed to West Ham. I've said it from start. They'll struggle.
Yeah.
There is every chance of going down.
Luke, what about yourself?
Toby will probably kill me, but
Identical result, I reckon. Potter looks clueless. 2-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea. Dan?
2-0 Chelsea. Not 3. 2.
I've gone again with the panel pretty much. Chelsea win, but I've gone 3-1. I think West Ham do get a goal. Not sure where it's coming from, but I think they get a goal.
on the way it can't come.
3-1.
Glory all.
So West Ham are going to lose 1-0, so Chelsea are going to win.
Fair play. Merzgoth.
I'm going for a 3-1 win to Chelsea, with West Ham probably getting a late consolation goal or something.
And I've gone 2-0 to Chelsea. Yeah, I think they were poor in the home game, but like I said, Palace are a bit better side than West Ham. I think they might even go down, West Ham. I think they're that bad. We've got someone in the comments. Chelsea 3-1. Black Golio goes 5-0 Liverpool, the little bin diver. It's bin dipper, not bin diver.
Oh, God.
So, I'll go to Glory Hall for this one. Liverpool, Newcastle. Come on, Glory Hall. Tell me.
Our defence isn't good enough to keep a clean sheet, so we will concede 1, but we're going to win big, 4-1. They haven't got a striker, so 4-1, comfortable.
4-1, comfortable. Hutch, you think it's going to be comfortable for Liverpool?
No. I've got Liverpool win, but I've got a 2-1 win.
Luke?
You know when you have those results, sometimes they don't make sense. You can't think of the reason, but you just think it's going to happen.
Oh, no.
2-1 Newcastle.
Of course.
2-1 Newcastle.
The defense looks shaky, and I think they'll be up. Newcastle will be up for it with the whole situation ongoing. That dressing room will be fired.
Dan,
Yeah, it's divided in that Newcastle dressing room. Some are supporting, some are against Isaac.
somebody's in the chat. Glory all, what a knob.
You what? You what?
Sorry. Go on. Go on, Luke.
I think there will be a goal for Newcastle, but I think Liverpool get 2. So I've put Liverpool to beat Newcastle 2-1. So 2-1 Liverpool.
Mers, what do you think?
I think people don't like going to St James's Park. I think Newcastle quite solid defensively, and I think they'll be able to battle out a 1-1 draw with Liverpool.
1-1 draw. Lucas Wheat, great panel minus Glory Hall. He needs to go to bed. He's got school in the morning. He's 52, is Glory Hall. How old are you, Glory Hall?
Older than most people probably think I am. I'm 25.
25. He ain't got school.
Fuck
Stop being mean in the chats. 2-2. Luke Birch thinks. Well, I've gone. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I've gone Liverpool 4, Newcastle 3. I think it's going to be. I think obviously Frimpong's out as well in it for Liverpool for a while, so I thought they were ropey at the back anyway. But I think Liverpool can score for fun in this league with the front line that they've got. So I think Liverpool will win that 4-3. So on to the next section then. So obviously we had the controversy of the VAR. So do we think we should scrap VAR altogether, or do you think it's just incompetency of the people that's handling the VAR? I'll start with you, Hutch.
I'm not a fan of it. I get why it's there. I know we spoke in chat a couple of times this week. I've always said that they should get rid of it so the fans can enjoy the football more. Because if you watch a championship game compared to a Premier League game, it's more enjoyable because you're not sat waiting 2, 3, 4 minutes for a decision to get overturned or not to get overturned. I think it just takes some of the enjoyment out of the game. But it's here and it's here to stay, so I think we just need more consistency with it. And the referees that are coming through this poll at the minute, I don't know where they're dragging them from. Probably off for a boat on South Coast, but none of them are up to standard.
Luke, what are your thoughts on the VAR?
Yeah, the thing is, with VAR, as we said, it's here to stay. The problem is the referees, in my opinion, because VAR as a concept, great, sure. You get help with making decisions, but it's the people that are then operating the VAR that are making the horrible decisions. You look at the Diaz situation with Liverpool Spurs. That's just human incompetence, not VAR. Things like that, it's the subjectiveness, it's the words clear and obvious make me absolutely hate it. But it's the referees. The thing is, they're trying to expand for the next major competition. I think it's the World Cup. They're adding in different things, so now that you'll be able to get second yellows reviewed for VAR and things like that. So it looks like it's getting even more dependent on it in the future.
Yeah, fair play. Dan, what about yourself with the VAR?
I mean, as everyone said, at the minute we've got to put up with it. Is it helping football or is it demonizing for the fans? It's a bit of both for me. There's been times as a Brighton fan, not to bring it up, Luke, but when we played you at your stadium and we had about 4 decisions against Matoma that VAR just didn't even bother looking at when we should have had 2 penalties that were blatant, that annoyed me.
You're on about.
Exactly.
Don't
Like
know
that's
about-
the response.
If
that
don't know
had been
about-
me, I would have been
unheard of.
like, why wasn't it looked at? So for me, there are ways, but most of the time, if a lot of the time when you're watching football, whether you're in the stadium or you're watching on TV, if you're seeing something and you're like, how is it taking them 4 to 6 minutes to figure out something that is both blatant offside? There's a problem with it. Like if they can't make a decision quick enough, then it shouldn't be referred to. It should just be the ref didn't see it, move on. Like it shouldn't take the time, because I find that when the VAR is used, the referee's not adding time for the time that he's had to either look at a monitor or talk to the VAR. So the game's not even getting shortened for it. So I just don't understand it. And for a fan's perspective, I think the thing that's positive about it is now the referees are being mic'd up and they are saying it in stadiums. The reason that this has been chalked off is because player A was infringement of the free kick or whatever, like it happened Chelsea versus Palace. We got an explanation there and then. And I think that will bring positivity. But at the same time, as I say, if you're taking 4 to 6 minutes and it's clear and obvious for someone, like say you're watching it on Sky or whatever, and you've seen it and it's like, how have they not noticed this? Then it's like, what's the point? So for me, it's here to stay, but I'm not a fan of it.
GH, what about yourself?
All I'm going to say is I do like VAR as a concept, but they need to run it better. Let's just take, for example, another profession. If you can't do your job, the likelihood of you getting sacked is probably quite strong. Like I feel like with VAR, like they stick around too long. If you can't clearly make a decision and show within a certain amount of time that it's wrong or right, whatever, then you clearly can't do your job and you should be sacked. So it's an overall good concept, but they need the right people to do VAR, and I just don't think they've got the right people at the minute.
And finally, Mers, with you, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, at the end of the day, VAR is a relatively new thing within football. Like when you compare it to another sport that's got VAR, or as it's known as TMO, in rugby, it's been around for like 2 decades. And I think with football, it's just going to take time for them to polish out the way that they do things. The fact that the refs are now starting to get mic'd up is a very big thing. We also need to probably hear when we're on watching it on TV, probably the communication between the VAR department and the referee on field, so then we can get a bit more clarification that way. I think once all of it's been polished, yes, there's still going to be controversial moments with VAR, but let's face it, it probably will help long run.
Super. So I'll just go through a couple of quick comments before we go. Lucas, has GH ever watched football? Where's he pulling these results from? Yeah, I think he's watched football. He's got a good footballing brain. Unfortunately, he supports Liverpool, so he's probably going to get some stick in the comments, but he's took it well, to be fair to him tonight for his first night. So I want to say well done, especially to the 2 new lads. Obviously, it's their first night, and I think you've both done fantastically well. Thank you for taking on board the comments, GH. I think people are a bit jealous of your good looks, mate. It's they're just getting a bit upset about it. It happens to us all, mate. It happens to us all. So I'm going to wrap that up. We will be doing a live watch along at the weekend, and then we will be back for Miller's Monday on Monday, and obviously we'll be back on Thursday. Our live pre-recorded show of our fantasy football will come out on Friday as well. So yeah, thank you again for watching. If you can like the video, subscribe and share it everywhere so people get to know that we're here every Thursday at 8. And thank you again for watching.